Here's the,
I'm gonna look at it.
yeah, if you travel to any site to look at things that sometimes looking out.
I said, that's why y'all up running.
Okay.
No, I'd enjoy the quiet time too, right?
We ready?
I'm good. Just so y'all know, we're live streaming tonight, so behave.
Get my hair off this. My bald spot still.
Don't worry about that.
I'll be there.
Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. It's 6:31. The first thing on the agenda is to adopt the agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your right hand. Unanimous. Okay. Next thing we have is the appointment of Leah Meadows to the Park District. Hi, Leah. I'm Hazel. I'm chairperson. I represent Atkins. You met the others. Do we have to?
No, it was just we
Just
put it on the
to
agenda just to introduce
recognize
Ms. Meadows and welcome her to the planning
Yep.
commission.
Thank you.
So she is in the Park District and she will be fulfilling the remainder of Joel's term.
Okay. Alright. Next thing we have is the adoption of the minutes for March 23rd's meeting. Did y'all have time to look over it? Do you have anything to change or? Do I have a motion to adopt the minutes as presented?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
Okay. Do I have a second? Okay, Bobby second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay. Okay, next thing we have is advisory opinion. You want to?
Sure. So thank you and good evening. So as most of you know, so mostly for Leah's benefit, the zoning ordinance has a provision that allows the planning commission to offer an advisory opinion if you would like. You're not obligated to, but if you would like to forward an advisory opinion to the Board of Zoning Appeals, you have that opportunity. So in this particular situation, I'll give you the quick cliff notes. Most of you are aware of this, again, for your benefit. There was a special use permit filed in November of 2021 by Bob DeCamera for an airport on his property. Following the public hearing, the Planning Commission recommended that it be approved. Ultimately, the Board of Supervisors approved that special use permit. And then that decision, the board's decision, was appealed by a neighbor, Ms. Odell. And ultimately that case was dismissed. And so Mr. DeHammer went forward, developed his airport, and then I received notification from Ms. Odell that he did not develop it to the site plan that he submitted. He submitted a site plan for an airstrip that was 60 feet wide and 2,400 feet long, and I think ultimately he developed an airstrip that was 40 feet by 1,400 feet. And so effectively she requested that I revoke that special use permit. I reviewed her request. I also looked at how similar situations were handled in the past, and ultimately I decided not to revoke the special use permit. So she has now appealed that decision to the Board of Zoning Appeals. So again, as the Planning Commission, as the legislative bunch for zoning, you have an opportunity to send an opinion if you would like, but again, you're not obligated to do so. And if you would like additional details, I'll be happy to provide them or answer any questions.
So he basically built it smaller?
Yes. Yeah, he did not ultimately build the length that he proposed. So he went less than what he initially requested. And so, to put it simply, I kind of put it in these terms. You know, if somebody came in and applied to put a junkyard on a piece of property and wanted to dedicate 5 acres to junk vehicles, and it was ultimately approved, if they decided after the approval that they only wanted to dedicate 3 acres, I'm not going to revoke that special use permit, because they were approved for 5 acres. So why would I revoke that? They actually developed less than what they applied for. Now, if they develop 10 acres, then we have a problem. They've gone above and beyond what their approval was. So I applied that same theory to this situation. He applied for a runway that was 60 feet wide, 2,400 feet long. He only developed a 30-foot by 1,400 feet, well below what he had applied for. So using that theory, I did not revoke his special use permit. So that's all that I have.
Well, on this, the board of supervisors done their job, we've done ours, you've done your job. I don't recommend sending any opinion, just let the BZA handle it from here.
Is that in the form of a motion?
Well, yeah, form of a motion, that we just send it on to them without an opinion, let them decide.
Clint, may I speak?
I mean, it would be up to the chairman, but right now there's a motion on the floor.
One of those, speak.
Well, she can't, she wants to, we got 3
Okay.
minutes.
Okay, you're limited to 3 minutes, Vita.
You're fine. Where I come from, too little or too much is the same thing. He asked for 2,400 feet so that runway would be safe to land. The designers of his plane, the engineers, said he needed 2,400, really in excess of 2,400 to land safely. But he didn't have 2,400, and had the planning commission known where the airstrip was going to be and did a transit, they would have seen he only had 1,400 feet, and there was 2 governing bodies, the board of supervisors and the easement holder. The easement holder said absolutely not 2,400, so that stopped that. He's landing an airplane on 1,400 feet that the engineers of this Cessna 185 says no. And he's well aware of this. This is in the procedure manual that is in every Cessna 185. So he knows it. This is unsafe. He's flying between my house and my garage at 30 feet of my house. Wasn't supposed to ever go above my house. Supposed to went toward my barn. There was even an adjustment made the night it was before the planning commission and the board. That adjustment didn't help at all. I've got videos of it. You can see it. So my position on this is, yeah, you guys have done your job. 2,400 square feet was approved, but it's not safe. I mean, that's not what he's got. He's got 1,400 square feet to land an airplane that is not supposed to be landed on anything less than 2,400. That's why he requested 2,400. He knew that part, but he never thought he only would have 1,400 approved by the other easement commission. So, in essence, this is very unsafe. Very unsafe. Not just me. I'm talking about Cessna engineers. So, if you want to approve something that's unsafe, that's fine.
Well, we're basically not going to approve or anything. The motion's been made to let the Board of Zoning Appeals deal with this situation. So I have a motion on the table. Does anyone second it?
Yeah, I'll second.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. All opposed? Okay. Unanimous. Okay, we have citizens' time. Did anyone sign up for citizens' time? Checking.
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Do we have any other business at this time?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Any questions, comments from the commissioners?
Can I ask you a question? Do
Yes.
you think that is he flying over top of your house to be, is there a good reason why he flies across your house? Is it pointed a certain way that he has to do that, or?
Well, during the meeting, they actually moved it 30 degrees so he would fly towards my barn, supposedly. But that has never happened. He takes off and he lands in the same direction between my garage and it's only 40 feet between my garage and my house. And he's only 30 feet in the air or less, because that's the only way he can take the true advantage of what little airstrip he has. It is very unsafe. Thank you.
Okay, if there's not any other comments or questions for anyone from the commissioners, I recommend we recess until 7 o'clock.
Very good.